Did your wife know?
No.
Hey, it's Janelle Waz, and Dukat's a family man. He has multiple families. Yes, the former prefect of Bajor, commander of the Second Order, and the man with an unmistakable swagger, has a thing for the Bajoran ladies. Because when he's not hitting on Major Kira, he's telling her that her mom was his lover years ago.
You're lying.
Your mother and I were lovers, almost from the moment we met.
Did I also mention that he has a wife and 7 kids in addition to a couple of half Bajoran, half Cardassian kids?
I didn't know you had children.
7.
And then some. So let's take a look at the complicated family life of Gul Dukat like we're on Maury.
You are the father!
Now, Dukat doesn't mention his wife and kids a whole bunch, and they never actually appear on the show. Which is kind of weird considering Cardassians are big into being with their families.
On Cardassia, family is everything. We care for our parents and children with equal devotion.
But we do get mentions of them here and there. Specifically, poor Mekor Dukat. Assuming that's his last name, we never actually hear Dukat's full name. Gul is just a title. Poor Mekor, every year wanting his father to take him to the amusement center in Lacarian City, surely to buy some cotton candy, ride the roller coasters, and spend some quality time with his dad. Except his father never had the time.
This year will be different, Mekor. This year, I will make the time.
But then, wouldn't you know it, Thomas Riker had to run off with the Defiant and Major Kira, and this probably landed Mekor in therapy for the next 15 years.
And kept his father away from him on his 11th birthday.
Right, unlike the other 10 birthdays you bailed out on. Heck, I want to know more about Dukat's long-suffering wife. Is she as bad as he is, or is she actually a pleasant woman who doesn't deserve any of this? Heck, he wasn't even gonna tell her about his little fling with Bajoran lady Tora Ziyal.
Did your wife know?
No. And she's never going to find out.
So, what exactly did you tell your wife when you invited yourself on Kira's trip for her to find an old friend who was on a ship that Naprem happened to be on? Honey, I'm gonna sit on a spike while Major Kira laughs at my ass. Alright, just be home for dinner. On the other hand, she could have just been happy to have him out of the house. But in classic Dukat fashion, it turns out that he had ulterior motives for going on a trip alone with Major Kira. Well, besides that.
She has much better taste than to be attracted to you. You, a married man.
It turns out that Dukat and Naprem have a daughter, who's one of the sweetest people in the show, and quite the little artist too. And who also underwent some rapid aging, so a pairing with her and Garrick wouldn't be too weird because in her first appearance, Ziyal's a 13-year-old girl working in a brine mine.
You're hoping that she's still alive and you can rescue her.
I'll have no choice but to kill her.
Holy shit, Dukat, that's low even for you!
I have a wife and 7 children.
Yeah, well, you should have
thought of that before you got involved with Naprem.
Heck, Kira spends a good chunk of the episode dropping the truth on Dukat. Dukat's taking credit for the Bajorans coming out of the occupation even stronger than they were before. The Cardassians started the damn occupation! Oh, Dukat's protecting his wife and kids? More like he's protecting his career.
It's not your wife and your 7 children you're protecting, it's you.
Oh, and if Dukat tries to harm one hair on Ziyal's head?
I promise. I'll kill you.
And after being held at phaser point, Dukat finally agrees to take his daughter home to raise her. Just for his mother to disown him and his wife to take the kids and leave. To be fair, they're probably looking for an excuse to do that anyways. Also, he's been demoted to glorified bellboy.
May I take your bags? Please.
Alright, but I'm not tipping you. Now, to be fair to Dukat, he did accept the responsibility of looking after Ziyal. Granted, Major Kira was convincing. Dukat wasn't ashamed of Ziyal and tried to make a life for the both of them on Cardassia, despite the stares at her nose ridges nobody else outside of Cardassia would have noticed. And Ziyal does love her father. Yes, even Dukat. Heck, she's probably the only one that can see the good in him and gives him the benefit of the doubt, even to a fault. Which is why Dukat dropped her off on DS9 for Kira to look after while he fought in a private little war against the Klingons. Ziyal, you're too good for him. Heck, this could have been a major turning point for Dukat as a character. Ziyal leading him on the road to redemption, seeing the error of his ways and reforming himself, maybe even trying to right his wrongs on Bajor. Which is why he defects to the Dominion and leaves Ziyal on the station?
Ziyal made her choice. As far as I'm concerned, she is no longer my daughter.
Holy sh! She just wanted to date Garrick, who you tried to rough up at Quark's. I mean, Garrick is his sworn enemy, but they did fight together that one time.
I should have executed you years ago.
Oh, you tried. Remember?
Oh, Dukat took the station back, and I guess Ziyal's his daughter again. Until even she can't take his shit anymore.
I really believed my father had changed. That he wanted to be a man of peace.
When he took over the station, Ziyal? But she always finds a way to forgive her father. Again, to a fault.
Ziyal, I forgive you.
You forgive her? To be fair, this was the start of his descent into madness. Well, no, he has a history of skirting the consequences of his actions. The madness is more of a feature than a bug at this point. Dukat fathering half Bajoran, half Cardassian children? Typical. Expecting everyone to believe that a Bajoran couple had a half Cardassian baby, even though Dukat's the only Cardassian on the abandoned station? That's crazy. It's a miracle! Sure, he's the leader of his own cult on an abandoned station, and he spent a lot of time with Mika right before she got pregnant, and he even almost airlocked her after it literally stared him in the face. But he's totally not the father.
This is his child.
No shit, buddy! Dukat doing a power play on an unsuspecting Bajoran woman? Who would have thunk it?
You are the father!
Heck, would it really be outside the realm of possibilities that Kira had some half-Cardassian siblings she didn't know about? I mean, her mom was his mistress for several years. Oh, that just made his flirting with Kira even creepier. Ugh. Now, as a character we love to hate with flaws that make him a complex and interesting character to watch, Dukat's penchant for the Bajoran ladies highlights his refusal to accept responsibilities for his actions until he's forced to. It's always society's fault or someone else's fault for the consequences of his own actions. Mekor loses out on yet another birthday? It's the Federation's fault, not the other 10 birthdays he couldn't make time for. Ziyal simply exists? Well, she would be a disgrace on his family because society. Had a little too much alone time with Mika? Well, he got carried away and she was beautiful. In his mind, it's never his fault until someone, usually Major Kira, holds a phaser on him. Heck, even when he says how much he loves his family and his children, it still ends up being about him. And when you compare this to how Ben Sisko is with Jake, who he always made time for no matter how busy he was, it highlights how different these two men are. The career Starfleet officer and family man with greatness thrusted upon him versus the selfish failed leader with multiple families trying to relive his glory days. Either that or it's all the baseball's fault. Well, that's about all I have about Dukat, but what do you think? Does this aspect of Dukat make him an interesting character that highlights his flaws, or do you have a different interpretation? And what about the other villains? What flaws do they have that make them interesting? Please, leave comments below and discuss. As always, thanks for tuning in to another Star Trek video. If you like what you see, why not give my video a like and subscribe to my channel? Tell your friends. Until next time.
May I take your bags? Please.